Yo, this is Tin Man TC.
And this is your boy High IQ.
And this is Fried Bologna.
The podcast is random as Japan fucking with fried bologna more than our own country.
Fried Bologna.
A hood delicacy.
Yo, what's going on, man?
What's up, bro? What's going on?
Man. Hey, same shit, different day.
You know, I wanted to talk to you about yet again another epidemic that's sweeping across the nation, courtesy of Instagram.
This has anything to do with the hurricanes? Because I know that's not right now.
No. It's another storm that's coming.
What category are we talking about?
It's a category 5, man. A category Thots 5. The growing epidemic of these Instagram chicks flaunting like they're bosses, when in reality they're just personal assistants. Really,
Yeah. Do you mean personal assistants like they assist a man's penis into their vaginas or mouths or wherever they want them assisted? Like, is that the kind of assistant you're talking about? Because again, those are called prostitutes.
You're 100% spot on. I'm getting tired of. Look, it's just as bad as what we talked about before with the whole, pretty much the crazy Instagram post where they're half naked, but then they're putting something motivational on there. Now it's turned into them flaunting like they're doing big things, when in reality all they're receiving is full ride scholarships to continue to Thots. Seriously.
Like they got recruited. Like they're one of the top recruiting classes.
Yeah. I would rather they be upfront and be like, hey guys, so happy you just got accepted today. Got a full ride, courtesy of your favorite rapper. So
National Signing Day. Like they got like a hat for Drake. They got a hat for like Lil Uzi Vert. They got a hat for like Chris Brown, and then they're like, oh, which hat's it gonna be? And then they put on the hat. And
I would respect that more, because it's like, okay, now you're being honest with me. Now you know what it is, and you're telling the public the reality. Hey, I'm just out here doing what I got to do to Thots, and it is what it is. But full ride scholarships no longer applies to sports. It's epidemic, man.
Yeah, hey, and I don't mind if you call it what it is. I don't mind it very much, because I respect honesty. I respect the honesty. I respect the fact that you are kind of just getting it how you live. But when you're pretending that you're not whoring yourself out, then that's when I got a problem with it. Own that shit, man.
Yeah, and then to rub it in people's faces, like to rub it in people's faces and leave these descriptions in your post, like people talk about it, but I be about it. Shit like that. It's just like, but you just suck a dick. You just suck a dick on tour.
Hey, what do you think? Like, let's say that there's an application process and an interview process. Let's pretend that starting and whoring is like a real job. How do you think these chicks get the job? What's on their resume?
Man, I think that's a good question, man. I think it's one of those things where you're just trying to be as outrageous as possible. Because think about it. I mean, these rappers have seen a lot, man. So, I think it might be just a couple notches below the Dubai type of thing,
Yeah. You know what? I think we should start a hashtag called Thots Scholarship. And anybody listening, let us know what you think is on the application for these Thots getting these scholarships. So
Yeah, please let us know.
Hashtag
Yeah.
Thots Scholarship, and let us know what you think, because I'm very curious to find out what y'all think that these Thots are, how they're getting these jobs. You know, this in a weird way, this kind of leads me into a question, because, you know, all right, Catfish is, I can't say it's one of my favorite shows, but it's one of my most favorite shows that's interesting to me. Like, if I stumble upon it when I'm, clicking through the channels, I'm going to just stop. And I'm like 4 or 5 episodes of Catfish deep. That's how it happens. Shouts out to my baby mama to get me on that. But, so, it made me want, like, I'm just surprised still that people are getting catfished. Like, it's 2017, and people are still getting catfished. But I wanted to know, like, I've always wanted to know, like, is there someone out there using my likeness to catfish somebody? Like, am I catfish cute? Like, am I cute enough for somebody to catfish somebody with? I've always wanted to know that. Like, is some fat, ugly dude using me to get at bitches?
That's an interesting question. I never really thought about that. That's a question that only stems from you watching that show a lot.
Yeah.
But that's actually, like, now that you said it, I'm like, fuck, that's a good question.
Bro,
I don't know.
I would love Nees and Max to reach out to me. That would be dope. But here's the problem, though. Here is the problem. I don't post enough pictures to catfish somebody with. So I guess the likelihood of me catfish or me being used to catfish somebody is slim. However, like, I would like to know that I am catfish cute.
Yeah, I think that would be like a really big self-esteem booster. I mean, that's an accomplishment if you really think about it. But like you said, you're not.
I wouldn't be mad at all.
You have to be that type of guy though that's constantly posting pictures of yourself. Like on the regular. The new.
I knew a guy like that.
Yeah,
but,
man.
That's not me. I don't even like taking pictures.
Same here.
And make no mistake, listeners, your boy's handsome as hell. But I just don't prefer to take pictures because, why?
Yeah, 100% agree with you. Prior to Instagram, I thought it was a universal trait among men that we don't fuck with pictures like that. But I've been proven wrong. Some niggas out there love the camera more than the bitches. Case in point. Case in fucking point. This is a true fucking story. This is a true story. So I was out in Hollywood one day, right? And I'm low on gas after work. I'm like, oh fuck, let me go to this gas station or whatever, right? So I pull in this gas station and I see this this dope ass Bentley, like black on black on. It was like black on black crime. It was black out everything, right? And
murdered out.
Yeah. And so I was like, damn, like that's not a typical Bentley you see every day. That has to be somebody like an actor or athlete or whatever, right? So I go inside to pay for the gas, and I come back out. The dude who owns the Bentley is pumping his gas. I'm like, oh, who is that? I'm trying to like see. Turns out it's Shamar Moore, right?
Oh,
and
shouts out to Shamar Moore.
Well, yeah, shouts out to him. He's gonna fucking hate me after I tell this story. But so
okay.
So we fuck with that show. Was it CIS? I think he's on that show.
Hey, I know he's from the Bay, and so I got love for anybody from the Bay.
Oh, you know what? And also, that nigga was hosting Soul Train for like 4 or 5 years. I forgot
He
about that.
sure was. You're right.
Yeah. So, I'm like, oh yeah, that's Shamar Moore or whatever, right? And then like, as I'm walking towards my car, like, I'm getting a better view of him. And I was like, wait a minute, what's he doing? Dude, Shamar Moore was pumping gas like it was a GQ spread. Like he was posing. He was posing while he was pumping gas. Like
Was
he
he
had
taking
shades
pictures of
on.
himself?
No, bro, but he was like, he was literally posing. He had some shades on, and he lowered the shades to the point where they're like literally at the tip of his nose. So like he's
looking
seeing
over the glasses. Yeah.
Yeah, and like any time a car pulled up, he give him this GQ look like, oh, what's up? And I said, what the fuck is this nigga doing? And I was like, oh, niggas love the camera like that. I didn't even know that. I didn't know that.
Your outrage is valid, but allow me to defend Shamar Moore the best I can.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Shamar Moore has been a sex symbol, an icon, one of the most handsome men in Hollywood, like his whole life, right? I mean,
he's considered. Well, I don't know about icon, man. I don't know about that, right? But,
well, as far as handsomeness goes,
okay.
I don't think he knows how not to look like he's posing for something. You know what I'm saying? Like every moment is likely an event for him. Like, or excuse me. Every moment is an event for someone else that's looking at him. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a big deal for them to look at him. He just needs to be ready to make that moment happen for you. So, it's a God complex, but I mean, I don't get it, you know, like, but I get it. Like, he's just giving the people what they want. He's got to be camera ready all the time.
You know what? You put it that way, it actually makes sense. You know, that's a full-time job. You got to be on point 24/7.
That seems like a lot of stress.
Yeah.
But hey, if you're gonna do the job, you better do the job well. So
yeah.
Hey, Shamar Moore, your boy feels you. I understand.
Yeah, Shamar. But that was a little bit too much at that gas station that day, bro. That was ridiculous. I'm sorry. Yeah. But surprisingly, there was like that same day there was like a minivan full of soccer moms that came in the same gas station, and
they all threw their panties at him.
He just like they got out, and I don't think they knew who he was. But he was like, "Hey ladies, how y'all doing?" And
wait, he initiated the conversation?
Well, they were looking at him. He's like, "Hey, how y'all doing?" That's like gave him a nod, you know. And so as I get in my car and I'm leaving, I just look in the rear view. And he's talking to two of them, exchanging numbers. I was like, must be nice. Hey, ladies, how y'all doing?
Go to the gas station. Go to the gas station. Walk into a threesome.
What the fuck did you do today? Yeah. I just worked on the spreadsheet today, Shamar. But yeah, man. And it's, I got to be honest. As someone who consistently back in the day, would just approach chicks at random places. I'm talking to Pollo Loco, whatever. I've never closed one at a gas station. Never.
I've never really been the type to approach women, to be quite honest with you, man. Not because I'm nervous or nothing. I just don't like giving people any attention.
Yeah, but you know, there's some days where you
Well,
see,
hey,
you see
yeah,
something, you're like,
you just,
that's a
you just
gem.
compelled. Yeah, you're just compelled to do it. I'm not saying
Yeah.
I've never talked to girls, but I would say 9 out of 10 times, it doesn't happen that way. You know, like I don't really care all that much. You know,
What you saying?
it's also lazy.
You getting approached like on some more bullshit? That's what you're saying? You just getting approached like that on a regular?
Yo, you did not hear me say that.
It sounds
Don't
like
put words in my
that's what you're
mouth.
implying.
No, no. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I've never been an aggressive dude to just approach women. That's just never been my style. I don't care to do it. I've never have. Like my girl right now, like we kind of met in the middle. Neither of us were overly pursuing one another. It just kind of happened. I didn't have to make her be interested in me, you know, or say the right things. I just, you know, we just kind of hit it off like that.
Yeah, I feel you, man. Ironically, my girl, I actually met her because I approached her. Yeah.
No way.
I was like, hey, I know you. She's like, no. I was like, you mind if I sit down? She's like, okay. I was like, got him.
You went with the
Close
do I
the
know
deal.
you line?
But
That shit works.
I actually legit thought I didn't know her though. That's the thing. As I approached her, I was like, I think I know her. But she was like matter of factly like, no, I don't know you. So I was like, oh shit. Can I sit down? And then the rest is history.
You know, that's because you believe in yourself. And what's more important than believing in yourself?
It really is the difference maker. And one of the things that has helped me.
That's why Nick Young's in the NBA. He believes in himself.
Oh, if only we had Nick Young's luck.
Man, I wish I had his confidence. But anyway, I cut you off, man. What were you about to say?
Like you were saying, self-belief is key, man. And I feel like one of the things that's helped me when I can get into pressure situations where I'm like, okay, I need some confidence, man. I just be like, what my favorite boxer says, fuck it. It's going to be what it's going to be. And you just do it. Just do it. And it works out. It works out, man. Usually.
Yep.
Usually.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. That's good, man. Hey, and nothing ventured, nothing gained. You gotta approach these women like some 90s R&B niggas. Just sit down, start saying really sweet shit to her. You know what I'm saying? Have on some boots with your shirt unbuttoned all the way down to the last button. Have on some glasses and walk to her slowly. Yo, no lie. That's what's dead in the R&B game. Is that like that smooth talking, like romantic shit. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like now it's not only is R&B kind of like dead, but it kind of cuts to the chase a little too quickly. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like set the mood. Don't just start fucking in the first verse.
I agree 100%. Leave something to the fucking imagination, guys. But now it's just like, now it used to be like hip hop was a more aggressive content when it came to that shit. But I hear some things in R&B tracks. I'm like, damn, I can't believe you just said that. You know?
Yeah. What happened to the subtleties? What happened to R&B? What happened to R&B? You remember there was a bold, prominent line in the sand that separated rap from R&B, and they fucked with each other. You know, there'd be features on either, you know, genre's songs, but now it's like the song is R&B hip hop, and I'm pretty sure there's a big group of people out there that really like the fusion of genres, that really like the flow like the effortless flow of genres into one another. It just kind of blends. Like, I personally don't like that. I like my rap to be my rap, and I like my R&B to be my R&B. Like, I don't like them intertwined. I don't want my rapper to start singing because he's whack.
Yeah.
Drake is whack.
You're gonna get this blackballed again. Okay.
Yeah, it's all good. Ain't nobody listening anyway. Hey, but shout out to all y'all who are listening. Tell a friend.
Yeah. Especially all the people in Japan. Shout out to Japan. You guys support us, man.
Shout out to Japan and their white strawberries. Yeah, I need me some of them white strawberries. I gotta try one. Have you seen them shit?
Yeah, I'm not fucking with those. Nah, I can't do that. Can't do it.
Yeah, send me his share, because I'll fuck with him. I put those on my strawberry shortcake. Yeah, so anyway, yeah, I just need a clear definition of what my R&B and my rap is. I just, come on.
Well,
do me a favor.
And as you know, I'm not really a big R&B guy. I mostly just stick with the hip hop, lyrical stuff. But the little bit of R&B that I do come across these days, it seems to me that they're just recycling Michael Jackson shit. Like, I was in a barbershop and there was a Bruno Mars record playing, right?
Bruno Mars is the man, by the way. You say something bad about Bruno Mars, you say something bad about me, so watch yourself.
Hey, I'm going to keep it real, though. I'm going to keep it real. I can't tell you what the video was, but I was like, this is a fucking Michael Jackson song. This is a Michael Jackson song. They just changed the lyrics.
Yo,
and then I watched...
you know who loves Bruno Mars?
Who?
My daughter.
Oh, really?
Dude, she cannot get enough of 24 Karat Magic.
So
shouts out to Bruno Mars. My daughter turns 2 in a couple of weeks. If you want to come sing happy birthday to her, or maybe record yourself singing happy birthday to her, holla at me, tweet at me, 10man_TC, and DM me, and she'd be happy to know that you sang happy birthday to her. So
yeah,
just
Bruno,
throw that out there.
Yeah, we'll fly you out here too. You just gotta pay us back.
Yeah, and you got a fly coach, and hopefully it's a Southwest flight or Spirit.
Yeah.
You're not very tall, so leg room won't be an issue.
Yeah, man. So hey, who's taller, him or Kevin Hart?
I don't know for certain, but if I were a gambling man, I would say Bruno Mars is taller because there's not many people as short as Kevin Hart.
So what's Kevin Hart?
That is.
Is Kevin Hart? Oh wow. I'm gonna keep it real. This whole time I thought Kevin Hart was like 5'8".
No, I think he probably wishes he was 5'8".
I feel like,
but he's got more talent in his little body than most people have in their large bodies. So.
Yeah. Is Kevin Hart in your top 5?
5 what?
Comedians, black comedians?
No, he's not.
Is he? He's in your top 10 though?
Yeah, he'd be in my top 10. He'd be like 9 or 10. Don't ask me the first 8 because I would have to sit down and really think about it. But there are a lot of black comedians I like more than Kevin Hart. I find Kevin Hart funny, but that's it. He's just funny. And his movie roles and his interviews are a lot funnier than his stand-up to me.
Yeah. I don't see. Yeah, I'm kind of in agreement with you on that. Because to me, I feel like when we're talking black comedians, we're talking the full package. If you're in the top 5, right? We're talking you got your sitcom game down pat, you got your movie game down pat, and then you got your stand-up game like top notch. And I think there's only a handful of people that really got it like that.
Well, there's only a handful of people that check all those boxes. Because, I mean, you get a guy like Chappelle. He had a sketch comedy show. I mean, his whole career's just been comedy. He hasn't acted in any, well, I guess he has acted in series, but he's always been just funny in his roles. Like, Rock, of course, would check all those boxes. Bernie Mac would check all those boxes. Martin would, Eddie Murphy, like there's, Cat Williams. Like there's a lot that do check those boxes. However, Jamie Foxx, can't forget Jamie Foxx. I would only, I'm going to only hold comedians that came from stand-up accountable just for their stand-up. Like, I'm not going to make them, they don't need to be successful as an actor or anything like that. Just make me laugh when you're supposed to make me laugh on stage.
So you feel like if we're talking top comedians, you don't feel like you have to have a memorable movie? Because I look at it like,
no. I don't personally believe so. No. Like, all right. So my favorite stand-up comedians, all right. So if we talk about like Eddie Murphy, for instance, Eddie Murphy has some of the most classic stand-ups ever. Mm-hmm. He's got great movies, but I'm only going to lump him in with his stand-up because that's how he started. Like his stand-up career made him a successful movie star. So, I'm only going to judge him off of it. I mean, for the sake of the conversation, I'm not going to judge the entirety of his career. Like to me, like for the sake of the conversation, it's just about his stand-up, not about Dr. Dolittle.
See, I'm looking at it like Coming to a Fucking America, man. That shit was gold.
No, it's a great movie. I think he had a great acting career. Period. Like you're not gonna. I won't dispute that. I'm just saying, like, if you ask me if Kevin Hart's in my top 10 stand-ups, I'm only talking about stand-up, not their whole body of work. Just stand-up, just in that box.
See, that's interesting because I look at it like rappers and they're mixtapes, but then it's like if we're talking top 5 discussion, we need a classic album in there. And that's the way I look at it, like with comedians. Dope stand-ups, but we need a classic movie, to really put you in that discussion.
If we're talking about stand-up comedians, I need a classic special. Like, I don't need a classic movie. Like, Chris Rock has been in a lot of movies. New Jack City is one of my favorite movies. But Bigger and Blacker is his classic. Because that's, he's a comedian. He's a stand-up comedian. And that was his classic to me. Like, that is his Get Rich or Die Trying.
Yeah. Yeah, man. And we need more of Chris Rock, man. Remember when he used to host the VMAs and shit? And, like, he was everywhere?
Don't worry. He just signed a big deal with Netflix. So we're going to get some more Rock.
Oh, really? That's dope. Yeah, dude. I would rather have somebody like him host, like, the ESPYs and shit. Just like a legit funny comedian dude, rather than trying to get all these other entertainers to do it, like John Cena. Shout out to John Cena, but I was like, well, nah.
Yeah.
And then of course,
yeah.
Drake.
Hey, but as much as I find him to be whack, and I do find him whack, Drake, his overall personality and his charisma, like he's a great host. I can't hate on that. Although I didn't watch because he was hosting. I did see some clips, and I can't hold in laughter. Funny is funny. And he's an actor, man. He's got personality. I can't fun on that.
I don't see it. I don't see anything there. I don't see. Maybe I'm hating. I don't know, man. I don't see anything. Maybe it's harder than what we think, but I feel like, I don't know. You give me a month or two of coaching, I'll be able to wing it. I can host a show, especially if the fucking check is right. That's true. That's true. I have a hypothetical question for you. Okay. And again, it seems like we bring up this motherfucker every call, but got in a heated debate about this. Wanted to get your thoughts. So, you work for a television film company, right? And you're in charge of casting. Okay. The exec comes to you and is like, "Listen, Tim, man, I'm not gonna lie. Your job's on the line with this one. So you better cast the right person for this lead role or you're done." Okay. So you got that pressure on you, right? And you went an entire day of casting, of auditioning like lead roles. Mm-hmm.
Can you stop? This is about Will Smith, isn't it?
It absolutely is. Sorry, Will. It happens, man. And so you go through this entire day, and you're like, man, we haven't found the guy yet. And then your assistant tells you, okay, well, we have just 2 more people left, and they should be arriving around the same time, all right? Whatever, right? As she says that, the 2 actors walk in the door, okay? And it's Will Smith and Jaime Foxx. And you gotta make a decision. Now, I'm not telling you what the movie's about. All that I can tell you is your job's on the line. And you have to pick either Will Smith or Jaime Foxx for this lead role. And it has a little bit of everything. A little bit of action, some comedy here and there. But you need this role to be great. Who do you go with?
Will Smith.
No, are you picking Will Smith because of Will Smith, the name? Are you saying Will Smith because like you believe Will Smith's gonna do a better job than Jaime Foxx?
I believe Will's gonna do a better job. Well, all right. So it doesn't really necessarily boil down to who's going to do a better job. It's about who's going to pay to see them in a movie.
No. Assuming like that's not. We're assuming you're just saying I need the more talented guy. That's what we're saying.
Is there singing in this movie?
Huh?
Is there singing in this movie?
There is no singing. No.
Then I'm going with Will Smith.
You seem pretty confident in that decision, man. For me, that's a tough dilemma because I feel like Jaime Foxx is a really underrated actor, and I agree. And we've had this discussion before. I feel like Will is, shout out to Will.
I don't know what you have against Will Smith. I don't
know either, man. Like he's a nice guy, but I was watching. What was I watching? This all stems from like 2 weeks ago, probably 3 weeks ago. TV was on randomly, and you're not really watching it, but you're watching it. And I was like, what the fuck am I watching? And it was a Will Smith movie. I was like, this shit's trash. And turns out it was.
Yeah, what movie was this?
It was what was that bullshit movie? We talked about it before.
Who else is in it?
I think Rosario Dawson was in. Shout out to Rosario Dawson, by the way. But it was 7 fucking pounds. 7 pounds right. That was, yeah.
The first thing I'm gonna ask you is, you already know you don't like that movie. Why would you watch it again? Why would you watch it again? One of the worst movies. I didn't tune in. I didn't say, I want to watch 7 pounds today. It was just on I think it was TNT. Cut that check, TNT. And we, about like halfway through, I was like, well, I can't do it, bruh. I can't do it. I had to change the channel, man. All right, here's a question I'm going to ask you. I asked you this before. I asked you, what is your favorite movies? I want you to pick a relatively obscure movie that's one of your favorite movies. Not a movie that is already understood as being a classic film. Because that's low-hanging fruit. And I like Goodfellas. That's easy. Give me an obscure movie that you like. I'd rather judge you on that.
Man, that's a tough one, man. Man, I can't really think of anything right now, man. Off the top of my head, a movie that's probably not really that popular, that I think is pretty dope, the way it's written, is Rock and Roller. Guy Ritchie film.
Yeah, that movie was actually very good. I will have to agree with you on that. I remember my dad and we found it at Walmart. It was like on the, like $10 movie area. And the cover of the movie has a guy with two guns in his hands. And we're like, oh, dope, a shoot 'em up movie.
Mm-hmm.
The movie couldn't have been further from a shoot 'em up movie.
Yeah.
It was actually a very good movie.
Yeah, man.
I was really hoping I would disagree with you on something. But I can't front on that.
Yeah, that's on my bucket list to be in a movie one day. But the check got to be right.
The check could be a little wrong. I'd still be in a movie. Like, but see, here's the thing. Like, I've always wanted to act, but I don't want to audition. I want somebody to be like, hey, we need a guy like this for the movie. Hey, Tin Man, do you want to do it? And I'd be like, yeah, I'll do it. I don't care what kind of role it is. I believe I could just fall into it. Although it does have to be something that, like, I'm gonna have to agree with it, of course. But I think I've got enough. I think I've got enough talent to be in any kind of movie: action, comedy, horror. I could be scared as hell.
Yeah, I think you could act too, and I kind of feel you on the auditioning thing, because that consistent rejection that does something to a man, especially when you feel like you deserve the role. And I'm gonna tell you a true story, man. Just like a year ago, I was at doesn't matter where I was at, but I ran into an actor, and he was like a black actor. Nothing. He hasn't really been anything big, but he was consistently in movies. And I was like, hey man, don't I know you? Ain't you an actor? And he's like, oh yeah. And he said, what's up? You think about acting? And real cool dude, like really humble and all that, right? And he's even giving me tips, like telling me how the game goes. And he was actually on his way to audition for a role in the NWA movie. Safe to say, yeah, he didn't get the role, but he was like, I gotta be real with you, man. He was one of the most positive people I've ever met. He was just like, yeah, man, it's really hard because you're consistently getting rejected, like on the regular. Of course, if you're like a big A-lister, that's not the case. But for everyone else, every day is a struggle. And he was like, and the problem is you never know what's good or what's bad. Sometimes I've gotten roles where I felt like I did horrible, and they called me the next day and offered me the role. And the other times I felt like I killed it, and I don't get a call back, right? And we chopped it up for maybe about like 45 minutes. Cool dude, gave me some tips, gave me like some motivational quotes and all that shit, right? About 3 months later, the dude killed himself, jumped off a fucking bridge. Yeah.
Hey, that story took a wild turn.
Yeah. And I was like, God damn, if that dude couldn't come up from the dark, what hope do we have? Because when I met him, he was super upbeat, just tell him, you got to stick with it. I don't know what the fuck happened those 3 months, man, but
man, maybe the dope man sold him that ooh-wee.
Yeah, man, that shit was nuts, man. Jumped off a fucking bridge after like 7 hours of the police trying to talk him down, man. Dude just took that fucking leap. Couldn't believe it. Out here in LA.
Man, I'll tell you like this. I would never kill myself. But let's say I would kill myself. There's only like 2 ways I'd do it. The first way, of course, is just shoot myself in the head. Quick, easy. I don't think I'd feel it. And then the next is locking myself in the garage with the car running. You fall asleep first, and then you just suffocate. It is very peaceful. So those are the only 2 ways I do it. I'm not jumping off no building, because what if I What if I second guess myself?
Yeah, that's a long way down. And you're like, oh, I shouldn't have done this.
Yeah, you can't.
Yeah.
You can't change your mind.
Yeah.
So yeah. I think if I had to off myself, it'd be that. I could never hang myself. There's too much historical historical baggage I have with hanging myself. Aside from that, that's another one of those things. Like, what if I change my mind and I'm just struggling trying to pull myself up, and then I just die quicker?
Yeah, and like, you know, when you see movies where someone hangs themselves, it's always that little awkward struggle with the legs. It just looks a little whack. You know, your legs are dangling because you're trying to fight for air. It's not a very graceful way to go out. I don't know. I don't know. I hear you with like, you know, the gun and just blowing your noodles out, but I really don't think I could just put a gun to my head like that. That's the thing. I probably would just be on the whole, just turn the car on in the garage, just bowing out gracefully, but just putting a gun to your head. I don't know if I can even raise a gun to my head, man. You know what I mean? That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I couldn't, but it's an old classic. You know what I'm saying? It's an old classic. It's one of the ways to go. Again, I would never kill myself. So, IQ and all my listeners, if you ever hear of your boy killing himself, I was set up, because you heard it. I would never kill myself. They set me up because I knew too much, and I was gonna spill the beans, and they didn't want that, so they had to set me up. And those of you who know me know that I have beautiful handwriting. So if you see a suicide note that is not written like it was written in calligraphy, and just you're looking at the artistry of my penmanship, then you know it wasn't me. And I don't own a printer. I don't own a printer, so you know I didn't type that shit out and print it neither.
Now this is something interesting. You have good handwriting?
Oh, my handwriting is actually beautiful.
Really?
And I'm a humble guy. You know what I'm saying? My parents raised me right. I'm a very humble guy. But there's one thing that I'm confident in. Well, not one thing. There's several things, but one thing out of those several is my handwriting. It's some have said it is the most beautiful handwriting they've ever seen. Some have said that they wish their handwriting was as nice as mine. Some say I write like a girl. Others are haters. But yeah, my handwriting is impressive, and that's the easiest way I can put it.
That's a very rare trait to have, especially in today's time, and especially for a dude. Now, are we talking handwriting? Are we talking handwriting where it's like, if this was medieval times, you be the dude writing on the scroll to send a message to someone in Nottingham? Are we talking about that level?
I'd be the scribe.
What?
Although, if we're in medieval times, my black ass would be a slave, or still in Africa, one of the two. But for the sake of this conversation, I wouldn't have that opportunity. I'd probably have a bone in my lip. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I'd be that guy.
Now, here's the crazy thing. I used to have pretty dope handwriting. When somewhere around the 4th or 5th grade, I just stopped giving a fuck. And
that's
now
a very young age to stop giving a fuck about your handwriting.
I don't know. I feel like after the 4th, 5th grade, handwriting is not really emphasized. Like when you're in the 2nd and 3rd grade, you're still trying hard to make that perfect cursive A and all that. But after 3rd grade, you're like, man, fuck this, man. But what's crazy is I always thought I could go back to it, you know? Like, okay, let me pick up a pen and try to write some cursive. Listen, man, if someone came to my crib right now and was like, here's $1 million, write a nice letter in cursive, I'd be sweating fucking bullets. I don't know if I could do it. I really don't know if I could do it.
Well, I know I could. I'd live. let me tell you why my handwriting is so nice, and so is my brother and my sisters. When we were young, in the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th, 11th, 12th grade, my parents took an interest in making sure our homework was, was completed. And nice, and I would say actually they probably stopped around ninth grade because they just stopped understanding our homework after a while. So it was pointless for them to check it. But any homework before then, they check it. And my dad specifically not only would check it for accuracy, but he would check it for neatness. And if my homework wasn't neat, my dad balled it up and threw it away and made me do it again.
Damn.
And you want to hear the irony of that? My dad does not have good handwriting.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sounds like he just was like, well, y'all gonna be better than I am.
Yeah, he
handwriting
put me that. Yeah, he just wanted us to be better than him. Yeah, he would throw our homework away and make us start over. So, I do owe my handwriting to my dad. Although I would love, he was like, that's one of those do as I say, not as I do.
Yeah.
That's in the Black Parenting Handbook.
Yeah, chapter 5. Yeah.
Yeah. So, my speaking of parenting, your boy Antonio Cromartie just welcomed number 14, child number 14, into the world.
Yeah.
1-4. Now, there's a couple things. First, the funny thing. The funny thing is, I'm not sure if he's trying to make an entire football squad or he's got almost enough kids to where you can run 5-on-5s at the gym and have almost another 5 waiting for next.
Yeah.
Now here's the more serious funny thing. He had a vasectomy, and I guess it just didn't take. He's got super strong baby batter in him. He's got super sperm.
Well, listen, man. Look. Hey, Antonio, if you're listening, I say just go for 20. Why not? On some Mayweather shit. Just 20's the number. That's that magic number. Make it 20 and make history. But
why not at this point?
It's just 6 more.
I mean, you got a shit ton of kids. You got a lot of them. I don't know what he does to make money anymore. But even if he still had a fledgling football career, I'm not even sure if the likes of Tiger Woods or Michael Jordan or even Floyd Mayweather could afford 14 kids. Now, hold on. That's hyperbolic. Of course they could. They're billionaires. But my point is, how does one afford 14 kids?
Yeah, I mean, by my calculations, let's see, 14 kids in today's time, divided by, and then you have to factor in the baby mama percentage.
Oh,
yeah,
I think he has 2 or 3 baby mamas.
Oh, it's not that bad. Okay, I mean, some dudes have 6 or 7. That's not bad.
I think Sean Kemp's got that many.
Yeah, Sean. Yeah, he's probably paying $10 million a year. $10 million a year. That's not that bad.
$10 million a year to raise 14 kids. I mean, that's a lot of goddamn kids. My dad is one of 8, and I've always thought that 8 was the most kids a person could have. I was wrong. Apparently, there's motherfuckers out there that are having 14. He doesn't miss.
Yeah.
He doesn't miss. I wonder how many miscarriages there's been. Now, not in a weird, insulting kind of way, but like, considering my man doesn't miss, there's gotta have been some, like, seriously close calls in between there.
Yeah. And also, it could be one of those things where, I mean, I'm sure you've like come across these type of dudes where it's like really like nothing gets to them. And I feel like, cause like, I'm no dad, but I'm sure the first time I hear the news, oh, I'm pregnant, I'm a freak out a little bit, I'm like, oh shit, oh God, but I think he's one of those dudes where it's just like, he's not tripping. Like, it's just one of those things where it's like, I'm pregnant.
It's gonna be what it's gonna be.
Yeah. It's like, all right, you pregnant? All right, I'm gonna go to the gym. I'll be back. Like, there's no thought into it. It's just like, okay, whatever. I think it's just that's what it is. He's not tripping about anything.
Yeah.
That's maybe the millionaire mentality.
Or something.
Or something.
At some point, like, you might have to go full neuter. No, but you might just gotta cut the balls off. Like, I would never tell somebody to stop fucking. Why would you do that? But, bro, like, you gotta stop having kids, man. He's gonna be going to graduations for like the next 20 years.
Yeah.
I'm curious to know how old his oldest kid is.
That's a good question. I mean, he's still a pretty young guy. Isn't he like he's like 33, 34? He's still pretty young.
He can't be any older than, like, his mid-30s.
Dang. Yeah, I feel like
Christ.
I feel like I'd be good with 2. I'd be okay with 2.
Ideally, no less than 2, but 3 is good. And of course that just, depends on the ability to afford it. Like, I would love to give my daughter a little brother or sister, but my pockets don't agree with me. And I gotta listen to my pockets, man. They're speaking a lot of sense to me. So,
yeah.
It's not gonna happen for a little while. Unless of course I slip up. I know my baby mom is grinning right now. Unless I slip up and, shit happens. But yeah, as far as planning goes, it's not gonna happen anytime soon. I would love for it to happen soon, but it's just not in the cards right now.
Hey, I hear you, man. I read something that it was like a infographic, and it said that from 0 to 18, you're going to be spending on your child, this graduation, school, all this, $250,000, basically.
Yeah, I don't think my parents spent that much money on me, to be quite honest. But here's the thing, man. I think those types of infographics are discouraging, and I think they're misguided. Like, you have a kid, it's going to cost you money. You spend money on your kid because you love them and you want them to have things. No more, no less. Get over it. I don't need a tally. I don't need a dollar amount to tell me that. Just do what you can for your kid, and that's it. Like, don't tell me how broke I potentially can be from having a kid. Your kid's your responsibility. You spend money on it. They eat before you eat.
You're not trying to hear that shit. Yeah, I hear you.
No.
Yeah.
Nah, that's a pointless statistic, man.
Well, I mean, it's pointless if you have kids, but if you don't have kids, I was like, oh, fuck that. I mean,
it's discouraging because all you're looking at is a dollar amount, and don't get me wrong, kids are expensive. They can be expensive, but they're a lot more than just an expense. Like, I never think about, and maybe my daughter is, she's almost 2. She's very young. So thinking about money with her is still very premature. Because, she ain't asking for money. She ain't asking for allowance. She ain't asking to go out. She ain't going to college or nothing like that. She ain't asking for a car. So yeah, I understand that I got a long way to go, but I'm not thinking about money as it relates to my kid. those, like you do things to make your kid happy. You give them everything that they need and try to give them everything that they want. But miss me with the infographics about how much a kid costs. Shit. Water is wet.
but you know what's crazy is the other thing to think about that is just how ridiculously overpriced everything is. Like, think about this. There's gonna be people in the coming months or whenever this fucking phone comes out, people are gonna spend a rack on a phone.
Yeah, I thought about that. The new iPhone, and I'm pro iPhone. I try to make sure I have the latest iPhone. I'm not all about, like, I'm not the dude who's looking at the specs. You know what I'm saying? Like, the screen is this big and the speed of the phone is this fast. Like, I don't really care like that. I just want the new iPhone because I like new shit. But,
yeah, I'm in the same boat. Yeah,
but they're not gonna get me to spend that kind of money on no new phone. No, sir.
Yeah, $1,000. That's ridiculous. I was at work when I first read that. I must have refreshed that page like 5 times. Like, what the fuck is 1,000? It's accurate. They're actually gonna charge people $1,000 for the new iPhone. My thing is, the only way I spend $1,000 is if you give me that FaceTime with real time holograms. You know, that's the only way you get my $1K. Like, I can just put the phone on the ground and say, I'm on FaceTime with so and so, and she's like, boom, you're sitting here in the living room with me, and we're having a legit conversation, but it's a hologram of you. Okay, you get my rack.
Yeah.
But other than that, nah, can't do it.
Yeah.
What does it come with?
I'm with you on that. I don't know. You know, these phones are computers. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even going to say that these phones are not worth that, because in essence they are. You're walking around with a computer that can fit in your pocket. That's insane if you break it down like that. So these are probably worth that much. But I would argue is the practicality of having a phone that's that expensive. Like, I don't need a phone that costs that much. I don't need my phone to do $1,000 worth of shit.
Yeah.
I'm cool with it doing $500 worth of shit or whatever I leased this phone at.
But you know what sucks is the thing that sucks about iPhones coming out is the day after they're released, because you got to deal with that one person that got that shit as soon as it was released, and they're trying to show you everything and anything that it does, and they still don't know how to accurately work it. It's like, oh yeah, you could do this, and let me and before you know it, you're wasting 15 minutes of your life waiting for them to find the right app. I can't do it, man.
The problem with the iPhones, though, and this is the biggest problem with the iPhone. Even if you don't get the new iPhone, you already know what it does, because your old iPhone does the exact same thing.
Yeah.
That's the problem with it, man. And don't get me wrong, again, I like new shit, but it's not worth it like that, you know. So I'll pass. I'll be okay passing. Whoever gets it new that's around me, I'll hold it. I'll try to press a button. I'll try to take some crazy pictures on your camera while you're, not looking, and then I'll hand it back to you. Hey,
man.
I know I'm switching topics drastically here, but I had a homeboy who blew into town recently, who went to Burning Man. Now, I only heard about Burning Man like last year. This shit's like a new phenomenon to me. But he was telling me about the experience, about what it was. It's like they create like a little city of 40,000 people for, you know, like a week, and everybody is on ecstasy, Molly, shrooms, acid, and drunk, like that whole week. And it is the most liberating, fun, and just overall mind-blowing week that they've ever had. Now, my buddy's not like into drugs or nothing like that, but you know, from what I hear, the whole week is just like a trip, and you're in the middle of the desert, and you know, it's almond people, all that crazy shit going on. I'll be quite honest, man. I have no desire to ever go to Burning Man.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that, because I was actually about to stop you if you're like, yeah, I'm gonna try it out.
No, God, no.
Yeah.
Not your boy. I don't like people all that much to want to spend a whole week in close quarters with 40,000 people. And nah, I'm not that kind of guy.
And you also gotta also take in consideration things like this. It sounds great. It really does. But sometimes your experiences are a tad bit different when the color of your skin is slightly darker. So, like, while it sounds great for a lot of people, I'm sure the experience is great. You could be walking into some get out shit and you don't even know it. You know, you really don't know it.
Hey, you know what, man? And that's the crazy thing about this, you know, about this country and all of our experiences as different kinds of people from different ethnic groups, is we've, as black men, as black people, have totally different fears than a lot of other people. And why they might seem irrational or crazy to some people, these are like real to us. And I don't think the rest of the world really understands that.
Yeah. And it's frustrating because you can't even really explain it to them. They can't possibly grasp what we're talking about. Like what we experience on a day-to-day basis, you know? Like, I'll give you a perfect example, right? Like, it's interesting to me how, like, I was trying to close this client, and I was dealing with, I think the guy was Persian, and the guy, like, for whatever reason, like, the guy would not do business with me. Like, as I was talking to him, you would have thought I had gold fronts on, a jerry curl, and 20 gang members behind me. He was like just really, the word I'm looking for is, he's like really apprehensive. And like everything I said, he was looking at me like I was a con artist, right? So safe to say, I didn't get this client or whatever. So fast forward 6 months later, I constantly run into a girl that works at that guy's company, and she tells me that they ended up hiring he ended up hiring a Persian dude for the position I was going for or whatever, right? And the dude did a 3-year bid for it's not what is it? It's aggravated
assault.
Forget what it was. Yeah. But it was like on some like irrational shit. Like the dude snapped. He was like at a public what do you call that? I'm drawing a blank. It's like when people randomly decide to do a show at the park or whatever, right? And I guess he went there and he was expecting to see a female perform there. And I guess the female forgot to tell him that she wasn't going to end up going. And he flipped the fuck out and started punching her cousin who was there. And they had to get like wrestled to the ground. So I was like, okay, so you're going to go with that guy, huh?
Sounds like a viable candidate to me, as long as he's not a black motherfucker like you.
I don't get it. I don't get
Well, I
it.
get it.
It's like,
I get it.
but you gotta you gotta understand though, where you can't think that we're all like that, you know?
Yes,
Like,
yes, you can, because that's how the picture of the black man is painted throughout the world. You know, is the one shithead of a black man represents all black men, and that's fucked up. One of us represents us all. How come one of the best can't represent us all? It's always got to be the shittiest version of what you think a black person is has to represent us all. And
yeah.
and that's a burden that white America does not have to bear, is they only represent themselves. And I would love that sort of, liberation. But no, man, I'm held accountable for whatever fucking name a guy that did some fucked up shit. That's on me.
But and as much I know, like a lot of people aren't a big fan of this guy, and we talked about this before. We need to stop trying to be accepted. We need just to do our own thing and not care what others think and just form our own entity. Like LeVar Ball, we need to just stop giving a fuck. Be outspoken, do what we want to do, but be about our business, and stop trying to be a part of something where they're never going to fully accept us. We spent too many years trying to become one of them rather than becoming our own. That's just my theory. That's just my stance on it.
Well, the standard, the standard of acceptance, or the model that we're all supposed to be after for any person of color in this country, what we're told is the most acceptable thing in this country is the white model. That's why our women perm their hair and straighten their hair, because that's how white women's hair is. That's why when any black man are told that they're well spoken, or I didn't know he was so well spoken, because we're not expected to look, act, and talk a certain way. Like the model of acceptance is whatever white people say it is. Making white people comfortable is what we all have to strive for. Think about your job interview, any job interview. You can't speak like you normally do. You have to speak how you think they want to hear you. And although, I believe whenever you're speaking to someone of authority or someone who's trying to hire you, you do have to speak like you got some goddamn sense. However, we're told that speaking like you got some goddamn sense is speaking white, whatever that means.
Right. But yeah, good point. Here's the thing, and I feel like every establishment has one or two black people that don't have that filter, right? And so it may appear, some may view that maybe the person as, they're just being themselves and they're outspoken, while others may feel it's a little too abrasive, their personality. But what I'm saying is, we should be that. That's who we are. That's who we should be. You get what I'm saying? Like, we shouldn't try to conform, because we're already selling ourselves short if we do. I get it's a game, but there's every place has like one or two black people that, quote unquote, keep it real, right? Well, why not? Why not? We all act that way. Why? I mean, we're still professional, but we don't try to sugarcoat everything that we do. Why? What's the point? You're still going to be looked down, as lesser than. So, whatever.
Like the freedom to just be your true self.
Yeah. Because we don't have that. But when we go to work, there's a double pressure. It's to perform well and do your job well, but it's also to consistently prove the stereotypes wrong every day. whether it's like a random conversation in the elevator with a stranger or going out to lunch, you're consistently conscious of how you're being perceived. So you're not looked as lesser than. Not like you're really trying to be accepted, but just to prove that you belong.
Right.
Other cultures don't experience that. Other cultures are free to go out and just be carefree when they're on their break during lunch with other coworkers.
Well, no. I think there are two ethnic groups that would disagree with what you just said, and those two ethnic groups are probably Latinos and folks from the Middle East. I believe they also have to put on in order to be tolerated. I'm not sure what was the best word to use, but I'm sure they feel the same pressures as we do as far as that's concerned. Especially now, like, think about, this whole DACA thing. I'm not really sure how you're supposed to pronounce it. But, like, I'm pretty sure every Latino person, every young Latino person now has the, like, scarlet letter on them. They think everybody who looks at them thinks that they're illegal now and that they're about to have to go back to where they came from.
Yeah, welcome to the fucking club, though. Like, we've been, you know what I'm saying? We've been experiencing
and I completely agree. However, I empathize with that, and I sympathize. That's not right. We live in a country of, and this has been said, many times over, we live in a country of immigrants. Every white person in this country is a descendant of an immigrant. The only immigrants in this country, the only people in this country that are not immigrants are black people. I think that was forced immigration. That's different, but every, other ethnic groups, that are immigrants, just because they have a different color skin, they're not considered the same kinds of immigrants. They're not considered American like white folks are, like white immigrants are now considered American. And that's foul. They shouldn't be looked at as lesser. They're American. Just like name a white guy. Like everybody who's in this country, born in this country, raised in this country, immigrated to this country. You're just as American as anybody else. And it's foul to single people out that don't look like you because you're fearful of them. Because that's what it all boils down to. It's fear. It's fear of losing your precious place of superiority, of supremacy, losing your footing, becoming just another ingredient in the melting pot, not becoming the main dish anymore. Like that's what it's all about, is that fear, man. And shout out to all my Latino brothers and sisters that have to deal with this bullshit. I hope everything works out. And I personally think it's fucked up how everything's going. And I think if there was any time for black and brown relations to be better than what they were, it should be now, because I think we all can relate to one another in a lot of ways. And I'm not isolating white folks, because there's obviously tons of great white people out there too. But for us minorities, us noticeable minorities, I think this is a great time for us to, come together and put petty differences that don't even matter aside, to unite against all this bigotry and hate, man. It's some bullshit. It's disgusting.
Yeah, I agree. And I think, what's scary to me is, but like you said, what's going on right now, and it's being talked about in the media, but we're kind of glancing over it. Like, it started with the immigration ban, and now it's on to, I'm not sure how you pronounce it either, but what's next? You get what I'm saying? Like, we're slowly
Listen.
just integrating racism into them. I mean, we're implementing it through the political system, and it's out there now. It's blatant for everyone to see, and there's not a big enough uproar. Like what will need to happen for us to be like, okay, this shit is getting ridiculous. I feel like they're going to be able to continue to implement more and more shit to the point where we lose our legit freedom, but it's too late now. Do you get what I'm saying? Don't you feel like nothing's really being done?
Well, it's because we can't keep up. This news cycle, there's something new every goddamn day, and we can't keep up. Put this into perspective. How all of these different groups have been shitted on or shat on. I'm not sure what the proper tense of that is, by this administration since Trump was inaugurated. So, and this is no specific order. So far, the LGBT community, transgenders got banned from the military. The KKK, white supremacists, white nationalists, whatever you want to call them, had a open Klan rally. So that, of course, I mean, you say Klan, you think of black people. So the trans people, black people, and of course, they were shouting anti-Semitic things too. So throw the Jewish folks in there too. Now the Latino folks dealing with DACA, and then of course the Muslim ban. All different ethnic groups and marginalized groups in this country have been targeted by this administration so far. And so to your question, when are we going to make an uproar? When are we going to do? I don't know. I mean, what really can be done? I mean, there's some new march every week. There's a hashtag for every goddamn thing. I don't know what can be done, because I don't know who has to be offended next in order for things to come to a head. Maybe, just maybe, Donald Trump is going to have to offend the wrong group of white folks for this to become a big issue.
Yeah. I think you're 100% right. Do you feel like, and this is ironic because I really just started feeling this way today, but we talk about, the 60s and 70s and how, the civil rights movement and like black people were standing for stuff and, fighting to get rights and freedoms and all that, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's a part of me where I feel guilty because I'm consistently seeing things on the news that I disagree with, and that affects, my race or other races. It still bothers me. I know it's wrong, right? Mm-hmm. At the end of the day, I'll read something online or watch the news, and I'll be angry. That's it. I won't do anything about it. And I feel like as you get older, I feel like there's a responsibility that you have to stand for something. What are we doing?
Well,
we're not really.
Yeah, hey, I've asked myself that question too, and I don't know what to do. I mean, are we supposed to join a group? Are we supposed to take part in all of these protests and marches? Are we supposed to be writing to our congressman? I don't know the proper steps to take to, voice my outrage. I have no idea.
I think it's a matter of. Okay. I think it's a matter of
the same thing.
Yeah, and I think it's a matter of doing. I think just doing something, because I'm thinking about, when we're old, when like in our 70s, I was thinking about what am I going to tell my kids and my grandchildren, not about like the times we were living in, but what did I do? I don't have anything currently that I've done where I could say, yeah, I made a stand here, or I participated in this. Social media to me doesn't count. Like a hashtag and doing a challenge, that doesn't count. Yeah.
Well, I don't think you have to worry about that, because you got to have kids in order to tell them that. So far you don't got to tell nobody shit.
No, I'm saying down the line,
I mean, the proof is in knocking your girl up. Knock her up first, and then worry about what you're going to tell your kids.
Okay, well, we got time. Got time. There's no rush. But I'm not rushing that. But
no, I mean, in all seriousness, you're right. I thought about the same thing, man. I mean, it's one thing being educated, well versed in these matters, but it's another thing to actually start doing something. If I don't know what you do, being a part of a group of people who are marching and chanting, what am I doing to make a change? I mean,
what are you really accomplishing there doing that?
Yeah. So I'm with you on that. And, I'm willing to, I'm willing to listen, to anybody that's got some ideas about, what to actually do. Cause I don't know either. I can be just as mad as anybody else, but, if there's no action, then my anger doesn't really mean as much. It doesn't really mean much of anything.
Right. And then also the other thing is, if you do participate in something, if you participate in a protest or a march or whatever, right? You kind of have to understand that you're putting your life on the line in the times we live in. Like, you get what I mean? Like, you being out there could spark violence, and you could be called in that melee. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's
and maybe that's it right there. The fact that you're risking your life says a lot. You die for that cause. You're a martyr.
Yeah.
And being a martyr, like the young lady who lost her life in Charlottesville, Heather Heyer, I think was her name. Her name will always be remembered, even though I think I kind of forgot it.
Yeah.
But people like that who are dying or risking their lives for causes, I guess that's it. The fact that you are marching, to your point, the fact that you are marching is risking your life. So maybe that is the sacrifice you make.
Yeah, we got to do more, man. We got to do more.
Yeah, we can't. Got to get off the sidelines, man. Got to get in the game.
Yeah, all this bullshit that's going on, it's the same thing. We just watch it, talk about it, and do nothing.
And then tomorrow happens.
Yeah, something new.
Yeah, that's definitely something to think about. But definitely give me a lot to think about. And on that note, I think I'm gonna get going, man. It's getting about that time. So
yeah, man. This is a very one of our more serious calls. She got real on this one.
I do my damnedest to never be serious. But every now and then you gotta show that you're about shit. you pay attention to something else besides getting mad at IG hoes and thinking how whack drink is.
Yeah, there's more to it than that. Yeah, I feel you, man.
Yeah, but next week we gotta talk about Canelo and Triple G, man. We're 8 days away, so we're 8 days away as of today. By the time the good folks hear this call, will be 6 days away.
That's right.
So I guess the next call would have to be our reaction to the fight. So
yeah, that's gonna be good, man.
Yeah,
that's
can't wait.
Good. Damn, bro.
I cannot wait. So on that note, man, you have yourself a good one. I'm gonna holler at you.
All right, man. You too, dude.
Hey, and as always, man, we're just a couple suburban hood niggas trying to make it out here, man.
Amen, brother. Amen.
All right, homie. Take it easy.
All right. Peace.
Peace.
Thanks for listening to Fried Bologna.
Please be sure to subscribe to the podcast on iTunes and Google Play. catch a new episode every Monday at 7 a.m. Pacific.
And check us out on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube for even more content.
Fried Bologna.
A hood delicacy.